Hi, I'm Nikki Hinkle, Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and today's Excel training is going to be over pivot charts. So pivot charts, pivot tables, they're one of my favorite things in Excel, and they're a really fun way to look at your data in another way and kind of mine it and find some things out that you didn't know before. So one thing I did different here, this is the report I downloaded from my back office. I changed all the names and private information and numbers and email addresses for privacy, but I also added a field called leg, and this is something that I manually added so that because I like to track to see how my level ones are doing in the business and if they're going to promote that month and so on. So I have this in my field, and if you need help adding this is something I can help you with at a later time, or actually probably do a video on that. So the first thing you'll do to start your pivot charts is you want to highlight all your data. And if you saw my shortcut video, you'll know it's a real quick, easy way to do that is just press Control-A. So now we have all our data highlighted, and you're going to come up here to Insert and click Pivot Table. And this is your Create Pivot Table box. The range is automatically selected, and it's going to open up in a new worksheet. Click OK. And here's what it's going to give you. The pivot table fields right here give you all the field names that we have for every column over in our other report. And then there's a filter, column, row, and value. So the first thing I want to look at is how many ambassadors I have per rank. So I'm going to click on rank and ambassador number. And here it's going to give me the sum of the ambassador numbers. And clearly that's not what we want, because we don't want to add them all together. So down here under values, I'm going to click that down arrow and click value field setting, and I'm going to change that to count, because I want to count how many ambassadors I have. So there's my total. This is something I like to know and to show my team. It's a great way to encourage people when they feel discouraged because they haven't hit a certain rank yet and they feel like everybody else is advancing and they're not. It's good to break it down to numbers for them, to show them that actually it's very rare to advance, and what the rank that they're at is in a top % in the company. So first I like to break down my silver and aboves. So I'm just going to go through here and I'm going to add each one of them up. So I clicked an equal sign to start a formula, and then I'm clicking on each one individually to add it up. And I have 164. Let me make sure. If you press F2, it'll re-highlight it to make sure. It works a little different in a pivot chart, a formula does. Anywhere else it would actually highlight the cells. I can check and see that I got emerald, gold, ruby, silver, sapphire, senior gold, and senior ruby. So we got all of the ranks that are silver and above. And then next to it, I'm going to go ahead and divide that by the total number I have in my company or in my team. And I can see that I have 9.1% that are silver and above. So really, it's very rare just to be a silver ambassador. That's not something that the mass majority of my team is. So if you're a silver ambassador, you're usually working the business and a leader on my team. Next, I like to look at gold, and so I'll just take the silver and above and I'll subtract out the silvers, and then I can see that only 1.3% of my team is gold and above. So it's hard to get gold, and that's what I like to tell my team. If you go gold, if you can go gold, you can go diamond. Because really it's a hard rank to hit, and if you can do it and get to there, you can go all the way. So then you can go in through all your different ranks and find that out too. Another thing we can do, we're going to click back over down here on Sponsor Download Report, start a new pivot chart. I'm going to go to Insert, Pivot Table. And this time I want to put it in the exact same sheet we were just in. So instead of Open New Worksheet, I'm going to click on Existing Worksheet and put my cursor in the location box, and then come over here to sheet 3, click my mouse right there, and click OK. And so now we're going to look at my leg report, my leg. And let's look at what percent of auto calls are turned on and off by my leg. And so I have, you know, I have leader, 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 and then I have all my level ones too, so I can also see that. So we want to see active. And right here, and we're going to need ambassador number for our count. Again, we're going to change this to count of ambassador. And right here, it's kind of messy to look at here. So I'm going to take active and I'm going to put it as a column and not a row, because I automatically made it a row, but I want to look across like this. So now I have it broken down by leader, and I can see. So now I can see the percent of auto calls that are off. So here, I'm going to want to divide this number by the total to get the percent. So now I can see that leader number 32 has an attrition rate of 60%. Well, clearly that's way higher than what we want it to be. So this is kind of a good way for me to know if I need to go through and troubleshoot with some of my level ones to see what's going on. And this one is 31.48%. I believe 30% is around average, so that's about what we're wanting to shoot for our goal for our team. Leader number 18 is only at 22%, so maybe I need to go give her a pat on the back and let her know she's doing great. She's signing ambassadors that want to sell, and so on. So this is kind of a fun, it's a good way to look through and see how our level ones are doing, because all these leaders are all one of my level ones that have, they're all my level ones that have a team. So they're all, that's why I've considered them my leaders. If you want to go ahead and look at other things within this table, this pivot chart, without opening up a new one, you can come over here and just take these things out and add something different. So if I want to look at just levels and look just at a, what's something else we could look? You can do like your points per level. It automatically summed it up. This is pretty much what our back office tells us when we break it down to see how many points per level we get. And they're probably using a pivot chart in their back end. So that's how they find that out. And there's all kinds of things that you can do with this and look at with this. So just go through and play with it and see what you want to find out. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.